I say this often and because it's true. Out of every step of your customer's transactional journey, your product page is arguably the most important for your online store. In this video, we're going to break down 16 of the most impactful product pages and explain why they work so well so you can take these learnings and apply them to your online store. Hi, my name is Stefan, and for the last 7+ years, I've been designing e-commerce experiences on Shopify, working with industry-leading brands such as Nestle Canada and Unilever Global, as well as local small businesses making a huge impact. A product page is where your customers learn everything they need to know about your product. This is the closest your customers will ever get to actually interacting with your product before they click add to cart or buy now. Before we get into some really cool product page examples, let's go over some fundamental items that every product page should have to give you the best chance of optimizing your sales. Our first fundamental point is being above the fold. Now, for those who aren't too familiar with this term, it means displaying the most important elements on your web page before a user has to scroll. And let's start off with our first example, Old Pal Provisions. Besides the simplicity of their product page, which I'm a big fan of, I like how they focus on making sure that their imagery, content, and most importantly, their add to cart call to action is accessible without having to scroll on desktop or mobile. At the end of the day, we only have so much time to entice our customers. So making sure that we can display crucial information without them having to interact too much will help improve overall the experience and most likely make them convert better. Our second fundamental item is product description. A strong product description ensures you share the benefits of your product or service and why it's worth purchasing. The best product descriptions addresses the target audience directly. You answer questions as if you were having a conversation with them. You'll want to use words that your ideal buyer would use as well. Now let's use Dude Wipes. Their simple yet effective copy is quirky and explains their unique selling proposition of their product while keeping their customers engaged with almost like a comedic tone of voice. Send toilet paper back to the Stone Age with Dude Wipes. Now that's really catchy and really grabs your attention. Now, another thing I really like about their product description is that they communicate the most important information above the fold. And below, they explain the reasons why their brand and innovation exists. It's great to communicate your most important information, as we just talked about, and then afterwards, take your customers on a journey and explain why your business exists and the positive impact your product or service is having on users. Our third fundamental item is strong product photography. Along with a great product description, the easiest way to communicate the value of your product or service is with just really good product photography. Product photos are a key part of a consumer's decision-making process. These photos provide the first impression, creating a tipping point as to whether your user will continue browsing and eventually make a purchase of that product or service. Now, it's important to remember that the online shoppers don't have the luxury or the same experience of shopping in stores. Customers can't touch or try the products that you're trying to sell. Let's use the example of Paloma Wool's product photography. Here we can see they're selling a custom leather bag. And what I really like about these photos is that they first start off with a product on a solid background, and then they add in an image of a model afterwards. Now, I like this because they're setting up your images to provide personable and a relatable experience. And on top of that, these photos alone answer a few questions like, how big is the product? How will the product look on me? Or what does the product even look like on the inside? Also, I really like the horizontal scroll, which is a really unique experience, and it provides a really cool way of offering solid real estate to emphasize your product photos. Now, if you're new to product photography and want a cost-effective way of taking photos yourselves, I've linked an article below on how to take high-quality product photos with your smartphone. Our fourth fundamental item is page speed. There's a good chance you've heard this already. The time it takes to load your product page is the difference between making a sale and losing a customer. Your product page needs to be quick and responsive, and pages that just take over 3 seconds to load, well, kill your customers' confidence at the end of the day and just make them impatient and will most likely attribute to a low conversion rate. Now, with the example of BH Photo, Video, and Audio, they have an extremely quick loading speed and they clock in at about 1.7 seconds to load their page. Now, this example might not be the prettiest, but their success comes from their industry-leading page speed. For BH, they had a specialization team provide an in-depth performance revamp. But if you're looking to improve your page speed, check out this really cool Shopify Plus article. Improve your e-commerce site's performance and speed to 2 times your conversions. Fundamental item number 5, building trust. Now, this fundamental aspect for your product page might seem a little vague. Stefan, I've already built trust by adding effective copy and taking really solid product photos. And while those comments are true in building trust, there are still reasons customers hesitate when making a purchase. Typically, I found customer hesitation comes from a lack of transparency around returns and shipping policies. Now, let's take Frank and Oak's product page to see how they combat these hesitations. As we can see by exploring their product page, below the Add to Cart button, they display 3 trust badges: free shipping, free returns, and eco packaging. These 3 simple yet effective badges already give customers immediate confidence since it tackles the return and shipping questions that causes hesitation. Also, the eco packaging is a really nice trust badge since single-use plastics are a growing concern for more and more people every day, and showing that they care makes their customers feel good about their purchasing decisions. Let's look at other tactics that merchants are using to efficiently convert visitors into customers, along with examples. 1. Video over photos. Now, if I were to ask you, would you prefer to flip through a catalog of photos or view a video instead? There's a good chance the video would win. Our customers' attention span is slowly decreasing, and that's why leveraging video is a great way to grab customers' attention quickly and effectively. Now, if we reference Lisa Sega, we can see that when we start scrolling through the product photos, we can see they incorporate video. What makes this powerful is instead of adding multiple photos to show off different angles of their product, the video easily provides the information a customer needs to make a confident purchase. Our second point is augmented reality. Now, we spoke about how video can be a more effective approach as an alternative to product photos. But what if there was an even better alternative to video? That's where augmented reality, or AR, comes in. For those who aren't too familiar with AR, or augmented reality, it's a way of displaying a 3D render of your product and displaying that product anywhere your camera can see. Now, according to Shopify data, the conversion rate of a product that leverages AR, or augmented reality, is 94% higher than a product that isn't leveraging augmented reality. Let's take Leons.ca's product for an example. Although they have a really cool product page, which is kind of elegant and fun, all of the real fun is done when you click the geometric symbol that's overlaid on top of the product photo. Now, with online furniture shopping, customers always hesitate to purchase items online because, let's be honest, how big is this sofa? How will it contrast in comparison to all of my other furniture? With 51% of consumers saying they're willing to use augmented reality to make a better purchasing decision online, the time is now to start seeing how you can use augmented reality in your business to overall improve your customer sales. For our third point, we're going to talk about back in stock. Now, it's no surprise that running out of inventory happens, regardless of whether you're a new or an experienced merchant. But the main problem is you're probably spending your hard-earned dollars directing traffic to a sold-out product. Now, Teva does a great job of this with their product page by adding a Join Our Waiting List feature that allows eager buyers to enter their email or SMS, aka phone number, to be notified when an item is back in stock. It's pretty cool. Now, for those trying to introduce the back in stock feature or functionality, I recommend checking the Shopify app Back in Stock. Pretty simple. Or if you're using an email service like Klaviyo or Omnisend, you most likely will be able to achieve the same functionality with those email tools. Point number 4, reviews. In some cases, reviews are just as important as the dollars you're putting into your bank account. But let's be honest, are reviews trusted as much as they used to be? The answer, 50-50, at least in my opinion. Luckily, there are ways of making your reviews more impactful, and let's reference our next product page to see how they're done effectively. Introducing Our Place. Not only is this one of the best product pages I've ever seen laid out, but they're using reviews very effectively by associating images with those reviews. Reviews and images or videos are likely to be perceived as trustworthy instead of text-based reviews, which can just, at the end of the day, be easily faked. It also allows you to leverage those images or videos for marketing initiatives, which are a great cost-effective way of reaching out to new customers. Almost every review-based app in the App Store will allow you to use images and videos for the reviews. So make sure to leverage them as much as you can, and I promise you, it will help skyrocket your conversions and make your community that much stronger around your brand. Point number 5, customizations. If you're selling a product or service that requires your customers to input information in order to purchase that product or service, it can be challenging to find the perfect way to achieve that customizable experience. Luckily, Luxie's Hair's product page can be a prime example on how to go about this. If we take a look at their product page, we can see that we're required to complete a couple steps in order to purchase that product. Incorporating a bunch of steps can take up a lot of valuable real estate on your product page, but by adding in an accordion like they've done, is a great way to maximize your space. Even the way their product photography changes as you click an option is an incredible touch to ensure their customers don't second guess themselves before they click add to cart. Overall, Luxie Hair is one of my favorite references on how to go about product customization and variants. Point number 6, subscription. Without a doubt, you've either seen or purchased a subscription of a product or service in the past. And why not? It's a growing model that allows customers to purchase items for less, and it's a great way for businesses to forecast future sales. It's a win-win. However, subscription product pages share the same user experience over and over again with little to no spunk or innovation. When it comes to a high-quality product page with a subscription experience, I have to give it the kinship. Not only do they make subscribing effortless during the purchasing experience, but the subtle toggle of the frequency subscription on when you click subscribe is a really nice touch to save real estate and entice users to purchase more often. Number 7, cross-sell and upsells. It's without a doubt that upselling and cross-selling is probably one of the best ways to increase the price of your customer's cart total. In this product page example, we're going to reference Everlane and the way that they effectively display their products and how they cross-sell them on their product page. Here we can see a pair of shoes. Now, if I scroll down from those pair of shoes, I get really enticed by the dress the model is wearing. Now, instead of being distracted by re-looking through Everlane's catalog to learn more about that dress, they display their complementary items on their product page below the Add to Bag button. Although this might not be considered a true cross-sell since the item isn't immediately added to cart on click, it's a fantastic way of getting more than one product in front of your customers' eyes to communicate you sell them more than just one category of products. It's a tactic I see being leveraged by some of the biggest brands, and when done correctly, can heavily increase your average order value. Point number 8, competitive advantage. At times, we're selling a product that can be heavily saturated in the market. But how can we convince users that they're getting the best product in comparison to others? Well, in the example product page of Caraway, as we scroll down their incredible looking product page, we can see that they've incorporated a comparison chart that easily explains why their product outperforms. It highlights major factors that customers take into consideration when purchasing a product. Caraway does a great job of identifying problems with traditional goods and heavily emphasizes where their product is better, simply with a good looking comparison chart. Number 9, wish list. Have you ever been on Netflix and saw a movie or a show that you wanted to see but just didn't have time to watch, so you click add to list to watch it later? Well, that's what essentially a wish list is. A wish list is a powerful tool that large brands utilize to ensure that their customers that can't purchase immediately have a chance to save that product, view it later, and purchase it afterwards. If we take a look at the brand Sense's uniquely designed product page, we can see that they have products at a bit of a high price point. Now, instead of customers leaving that product in hopes of having a little bit more money in their pocket, but realistically forgetting about that product, they have a text-based call to action to the right of the Add to Cart button, where you can just click it, add that product to your wish list, and take a look at it later on. Now, I find this effective as an experience since A, it'll require your users to create an account, so now you have that data, which is super important. And B, you can set a reminder down the road to remind customers that they have that product in their wish list that they can later on view and hopefully purchase. Number 10, incentives. As a brand, once you have a clear value proposition, aka how you can ensure you're providing your customers with everything they need, that's where a value or an incentive comes in. Now, incentives are little things that can help tip the scale in your favor to incentivize your potential customers to make a purchase. Now, when visiting Inca's product page, we can see in the top bar a free shipping on domestic orders over $55 incentive. Now, I know what you're thinking. Stefan, every e-commerce store does this. And you're right, because at the end of the day, it just works. According to Forbes, free shipping is a sales incentive 88% of online shoppers want the most. The idea of this incentive isn't about actually saving money, but it's about the psychological perception about saving money. And this approach alone can make your customers feel good about their purchasing decision. Number 11, customer support. I find one of the biggest factors that defines whether a brand is going to be successful or not in the long run is whether they offer good support or not. Now, your customers want to feel special during their purchasing experience. So let's take a look at this last product page for today and see how this merchant incorporates customer support. Here we have Majuri, one of the leaders in the direct-to-consumer jewelry business. On top of having one of the best looking product pages, if we scroll down a bit under the section Complete the Look, we can see we have a call to action called Need Product Help? Chat with the stylist now. And when we click on it, it triggers a chat widget where customers can now ask questions as if they were shopping in store, which is pretty darn cool. Solid support pays in dividends. And the best part is, it doesn't cost an arm and a leg to integrate. If you're looking to achieve a similar experience as the Majuri example, I recommend checking out Gorgeous. In my opinion, it's probably one of the best Shopify-specific support apps to date. There we have it. These are some of the best in-class product pages, along with elements that have made them successful. If you'd like to see even more product page examples, check out the article Product Pages 16 Best-in-Class Examples and Why They Work. If you want to design a beautiful online store, Shopify is everything you need. It makes selling online easy, fast, and scalable. So if you haven't already, it's time to get started with a 14-day free trial. Set up your store in days and bring your brand to life. Keep in mind, building an online store shouldn't be this easy or this much fun. So click the link right here to get started on your business journey. All right, it's on to my favorite part of the video. So let's go through some of the viewer comments and I'll answer a few of you. Starting off with Crystal. Crystal Waddell says, so what about product landing pages? Don't we want to drive traffic to our products? And how can you go about A/B testing that? Is it okay to create multiple listings for one product? Now, Crystal, that's a really great question. Now, at the end of the day, your product page on your online store is a landing page in itself. And driving traffic to that specific product is also a really great idea because it prevents users from starting off at the home page, going onto your collection page, seeing a bunch of products, and allows you to emphasize that one product you really want to get out there. Now, when it comes to, I guess, A/B testing or split testing that product page, I would start off by going small. And let's take a few elements in the product page. Let's start off with price, and then we can maybe talk about testing our description. Let me give you an example. If I were to start off A/B testing, I want to start off small because I want to invest as least as I need to in order to make a large impact. And with pricing, that's probably one of the largest and smallest variables that we can easily adjust to. So let's just take two examples. A product page with your original pricing and a product page with increased pricing but having free shipping as the messaging on that product page. Start off with testing those two items and see which ones will work well. And that way you don't have to invest a lot of time and energy into adjusting your whole layout just to see if you can make more sales based off it. Another item is your description. I would maybe start off with writing two different descriptions and maybe adjusting or prioritizing different unique selling propositions of your specific product or service that you're trying to sell. Based off of what descriptions, maybe even adjusting the tone of voice, apply those two different descriptions, A/B test which one might work out well, and just off that, you'll already be making more improved sales and more confident sales knowing that, hey, people like this description more than this description, so I'll start off with that. Now, once you start getting these small points adjusted to and you start making those adjustments based off of testing, you'll start noticing that, okay, making small adjustments are attributing to more sales. Now that we know that, let's start maybe adjusting the layout and start doing it on more of a larger scale. Now that we know the smaller items are attended to, and start testing, and at the end of the day, never stop testing. Now, the last question you asked is, should I have multiple different product pages? When it comes to A/B testing tools, you don't need to have multiple different pages. With different testing tools, you should be able to make adjustments on the fly on one specific product page and then start making sales and start getting test results from there. So hopefully that answers your question, Crystal, because that was a really good question. Our next question is from Frederick. Can you build my Shopify store? At the end of the day, Frederick, I can help you get to the goals that you're looking to achieve, but my main focus is on education, so I can offer as much value as I can to as many merchants. If you're looking to reach out, I can point you in the direction of an expert that can definitely offer you a lot of value. Or what I'll do as well is I'll link the Shopify Partners Experts directory below. You can find Shopify partners both internationally and domestically to help you get your job done. So make sure to take a look at the link below in the description and you'll find a future expert. And if you can, reach out to me as well and I'll point you in that right direction. Our last question or comment is Clayton. Keep the awesome videos coming. Well, it's not much of a question, but at the end of the day, Clayton, thank you so much. This channel was solely brought to offer as much value as we can to merchants to get them to succeed as quick as possible. So you alone just tuning into this video as well as offering that comment drives us that much more to offer even more value because we at the end of the day want to see you guys succeed. It's the best way that we succeed. So thank you so much once again, Clayton. If you thought this video was helpful, make sure to give it a thumbs up. That actually helps our channel and our community grow. Leave your questions in the comments below and I'll try to get back to each and every one of you. For more simple, actionable tips to grow your online business, do not forget to subscribe to Learn with Shopify. We release a new video each week that will help you start, run, and grow a successful online business. So make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss out. And on that note, my name is Stefan Peralta, and thank you guys so much for watching this video.